Hey folks, the Comics Kid 2099 here to discuss an episode of Superman the Animated Series titled Obsession. If you haven't seen the episode, you should if you don't like spoilers. And if you don't mind spoilers, well, here I am spoiling things. Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen are covering a fashion show when some robots try to kidnap one of the models. Turns out the robots were sent by the Toyman, and turns out their would-be victim is also a robot created by the Toyman who just wants a normal life. She did, not the Toyman. So this episode has a really interesting concept that I would have loved to have seen explored more outside of just a 20-minute episode. I'm a sucker for artificial intelligence gets sentience beyond what the creator intended type stories, and this is definitely that, but in such a short amount of time, we're not able to really explore this a whole lot. I've mentioned before that it's okay to devote an episode to a minor character and let Superman take the background every now and then, and that's kind of what this episode does. Superman isn't in this episode too much, but unfortunately, neither is Darcy. I guess that's partly because they want to make a big reveal about her being a robot, so we can't really spend too much time with her before that reveal, or else we risk people figuring it out before the episode wants them to. Personally, I'd rather spend more of the episode with Darcy and just toss the reveal as a mystery aspect and just tell us up front that she's a robot a little earlier. I think we could have had a stronger episode focusing on the AI independence thing that I like so much if we had. And maybe part of the problem with this episode is that it's being pulled in a few different directions. And they're all really good directions too, but I don't think that a 22-minute episode can fully explore everything that this episode wants to do. There's obviously the robot who wants independence, and there's also the stalker who takes things too far with someone in the entertainment industry, which we kind of also got in the new Batman Adventures episode Torch Song. And then there's the thing where a man thinks that he owns a woman and tries to take her as some kind of possession, which is happening with Toyman here. It's muddied a little bit with Toyman being Darcy's creator, so maybe the metaphor is more about overbearing parents who aren't willing to let their children find their own paths. But since Toyman doesn't act like, say, the mad scientist doctor from Nightmare Before Christmas, where that is going on, I feel like the metaphor is more about emotionally abusive significant others. But it doesn't do much with that either. Darcy finally is able to successfully rebel against Toyman at the end, but she was already trying to do that before this episode even started. And while this problem is unfortunately still very much relevant today, there's not much to say here other than it's very bad. I do find it a little odd that Lois Lane isn't in this episode. I know she doesn't have to be in every episode, but she wasn't in Nighttime or New Kids in Town, and she just barely showed up in Where There's Smoke. Not only has it been a hot minute since Lois showed up, but this is an episode I actually think would have benefited from her caustic wit. Sure, Lana is in the fashion business, and Darcy is one of Lana's models, but Darcy could have had any career. No offense to any Lana fans, but she doesn't offer that much in this episode other than being Darcy's boss. If Darcy wanted to be an actress instead of a model, you could have still had the same story that we got here, and no Lana taking up space in this episode. I don't dislike Lana or anything, or at least not this Lana, but that's time that we could have spent with Lois offering her thoughts on how the industry is sexist and broken. Sure, that doesn't have much to do with the AI angle, or the emotionally abusive jerk who thinks that he's entitled to her either. But if you're wanting to do the thing where the non-celebrity stalker keeps trying to get with a celebrity who lives in the limelight, then you really need a very modern woman like Lois to be offering her 2 cents on what's going on. Maybe she should have been covering the story with Clark instead of Jimmy and taking him to task for ogling Darcy. Overall, I feel like there's a few good episodes buried in this one, but they're all half-formed and not quite ready to hatch, which is a shame because I did enjoy this episode, but I don't think that it's really great. But what did you guys think of the episode and of my review? I will be doing another Superman the Animated Series review a week from today, so look forward to that and other videos that I'll be doing in the future. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.